lower. Are we okay with that concept? So you got the three trunks. All right. We then have the divisions. The divisions will be anterior or posterior. Oh darn, beautifully. Posterior is purple, anterior is yellow. Anterior, posterior. Once again, not too bad. Here's where it gets a little bit weird. The chords. The lateral chord, the posterior chord, and the medial chord. Here they are, all right? This is a little more lateral. This is kind of in the posterior part because it's coming off the posterior division. And this is kind of maybe medial, but I don't have any good way for you to really know those immediately other than following them through. Don't worry. You're going to be responsible for kind of understanding this, but we're going to go through 5 nerves that I really want you to know. And then you'll see branches. All of these are branches. Branches are what we would call a nerve. The musculocutaneous nerve, the axillary nerve, the median nerve, those are all the nerves coming off. Now, I want to take you to some other figures, one of which is quite nice. So this is showing, once again, the whole thing, different colors, but all the little pieces are color-coded in here, okay? And this shows you how they get down to your arm. Because the reality is, your brachial plexus provides the innervations for your upper chest, shoulder, and everything in your arm. 5 nerves: the musculocutaneous, the median, the ulnar, the radial, and the axillary. I'll post these slides after, maybe in the morning. Yeah, I want to post them tonight, but it's going to be 7:30 by the time I get home. And just like you, I'm really not going to want to think about this. But I will get them posted. All right. So the musculocutaneous nerve comes off the lateral cord, which comes off the anterior division, which comes off the upper and middle trunk, which takes us all the way back to C5, 6, and 7. The median nerve, lateral and medial cords, okay? Come down here. Oh, this medial comes off the posterior division. Oh, now we're at C8, T1. So what I would like you to do is walk through these 5, trace them back to the spinal cord. These are the 5 nerves that my recollection is almost all of you want to go into OT. Okay? You're going to be working with people, and why do you go to OT? That's like not a rhetorical question. So why do you want to go to OT? Help people do what they want to do. I would really like to buy a little island at your meeting. Can you help me do that, please? Physically, would you buy me the plane ticket, please? No, I'm just, specificity is everything. You want to help people learn to redo their activities of daily living. A lot of times, okay? All right. A lot of times, the problems are going to be in arm muscles or leg muscles. Okay. Well, Kel, we're talking muscles here. Why are we looking at nerves? Because it's the nerves that are getting the signals to those muscles. So that's why I have you go through this. Sometimes the problem here might be due to a problem here. Could be in here as well. That tends to not be the case typically, but on occasion, Somebody falls and they hold on to something and they're dragged. or they fall. I don't know, they're up on the 3rd floor of some building and there's a fire. And they go to jump out the window and they realize, and they're hanging there. When you do that, having lived in an apartment building on the 5th floor in Detroit, where we had a building fire, and I knew that the fire equipment could only reach the 4th floor, you get tense. I mean, you think about these things. But when you hang, okay, like this, you have to learn to use muscles, because the longer you hang, what are you going to be doing? Stretching out the muscles and pulling things. You're going to be pulling the nerves, and you're going to do plexal damage. You're going to start damaging the brachial plexus. So, all right. Now we're gonna keep looking at this group. So we have another table here. Okay, so here's the first 5 on here is what you are responsible for: the cord and the ventral rami. Now let's go back for a second. The cord, right here, lateral, medial, and posterior, and here are the rami, or the roots. So you should know these for those nerves. We're gonna look at this in detail that I want you to know in a little while. This is just it goes a little bit beyond where I think you should be at this point in time. But you should know the structures served, and we'll look in just a second. Your textbook then goes through and gives you a schematic view. This is really kind of okay, believe it or not. You know, you look at this and go, what the heck? You know, I used to have a slide I used that, let's see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. That tied that together with this, okay? And I realized that's really kind of somewhere this side of insane. All right? It's really pretty, but it's pretty messed up. So anyway, yeah. So the brachial plexus. From the brachial plexus, you know, we're going to transition to another big plexus that you know what? We only have 6 minutes left here. We're not going to get through this in 6 minutes. What questions do you have in the brachial plexus? Let's do it now. Anything? We're okay with this? Do you know what I expect you to do?
The first 5 nerves.
First 5 nerves, okay? Cords, roots. It really would help if you took this picture and just trace it back. You say, okay, musculocutaneous, here comes the lateral. This lateral comes here and here. This comes from here and there. This goes, and you can trace it back and see how the roots get to these. You go, okay, Cal, why is this so flippin' complicated? Why do you think? Yeah? I love redundancy. I love redundancy. Redundancy is always a good place to start. Yeah. No. In part, we can claim some redundancy.
Pathway?
Oh, these are all pathways, yes. Let's go back to development. Okay, this is where you're going to shake your head and beat it against something. Okay, make it a pillow. But you go, oh, development. As you're developing, okay, remember, we looked at you at about, I don't know, 5 weeks, 30 days. Is your nervous system highly developed by 30 days? Is your central cord highly developed? It is. Are your muscles highly developed? They're not. But you still have to get from the cord to those target muscles. You're actually going to be rotating. Remember, you in this world are standing on your feet. But the reality is you should be a quadruped. Everything else you're related to is quadruped. So you go forward and you take these arms and you do this. You have to rotate them and point them in a different direction. That all happens developmentally in you. And in the process of innervating muscle and having all of that happen, these are coming out and you're twisting and turning, just like your brain. Once again, remember your brain starts out as a straight thing and then twists and turns and does all sorts of things. And that's why you get those wonky shaped ventricles. Wonky shaped ventricles, brachial plexus. Same concept, developmental change. Cool. This is a good place to stop. I will attempt to get these slides up tonight. If not, they will indeed be up by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Other than that, how y'all doing? Y'all okay? Did I surprise you with what I had you draw? No? Oh, good. Yes?
Those are the slides, or those are pictures from
I don't,
A&K.
yeah, those
right?
are from a Pearson Anatomy and Physiology book. Those of you that have that can go home and look at it in a book, but I want to make sure you all have it. All right? Yes, those are from the A&P. That A&P book, by the way, is really a good book.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of the.
Yeah, I know you think your professors just don't put a lot of time and effort into picking books, and they do, really, a lot of us do. The A&P book is an excellent book, and your neuro book is an excellent book. So, all right, on that note, I guess we're done. But I'll be happy to talk to anybody about anything.